You guys remember that picture of Michelle Obama that went viral a few years ago? The one where she has this long, sullen face and she's holding up a sign that reads hashtag bring back our girls. For those of you who don't know or may not remember, that picture was actually inspired after almost 300 girls were kidnapped by the Islamic extremist group Boko Haram, which translates to Western education is forbidden. So it's definitely not a coincidence that they decided to target a school of all places. So after those girls were successfully kidnapped, one of the leaders of Boko Haram released a video where he was bragging about how these girls were now his property and that this was something that he was instructed to do from God, and that his plans were to sell these girls to the men of Boko Haram so that they can be their brides. Even though a lot of people were probably hearing that name, Boko Haram, for the first time, they've actually been around for decades. So those girls, unfortunately, were just a couple hundred of the thousands of innocent people who've been caught in the crossfires of Boko Haram and the Nigerian government. Now, of course, like with most things in social media, a couple weeks goes by and it kind of faded into the background. But during these last 3 years, there have actually been people as well as different governments that have actually been working to bring those girls back. And recently they were able to bring back 82 of those girls in exchange for allegedly 6 Boko Haram captives. Fast forward, they were able to get those girls. Of course, it's a huge victory. It's a major success. But I couldn't help but to think, even though those girls were physically with the good guys, psychologically, how are they supposed to just assimilate back into regular life after they just got done experiencing all of the crazy things that they just experienced? I was reading different stories from the different victims who were able to escape earlier on. And they shared stories of watching their classmates being decapitated right next to them. Another woman talked about literally witnessing someone have their fetus ripped out of them because Boko Haram didn't want women giving birth to Christian babies. A lot of these girls ranged from the ages of 16 to 18 years old. And they reported that while a lot of them were coming back intact, some of them had some minor injuries like broken legs and arms. A lot of them were coming back with babies. So these girls were coming back mothers to the children of men who most likely raped them. So not only do you have these terrible memories that you have to somehow find a way to live with, you also have this kind of daily reminder. This one woman talks about how when she gave birth to her baby, she hated the baby, but she met a stranger along the way who taught her that, this is an innocent child, this isn't their fault and that they don't deserve it. So she talks about how she learned how to love her baby in spite of the circumstances. So with all of that in mind, I was inspired to do this channel because even though this is one of the more extreme cases of women's experiences, these are things that happen all over the world, and that's pretty much what I want to dedicate my channel to, is talking about the different experiences of women from all over the world and a bunch of other stuff too, because, there's so many different things to cover. But I really want to bring light to issues that a lot of us may not know about. My friends can tell you, when it comes to political things, when it comes to human rights, I am a fiend. I love talking about it 24/7. I think about it when I'm not talking about it. Not to say that I actually love the whole idea of human suffering, but there are so many different things going on in the world that we don't know about. For example, recently I took a class in women's rights, and I learned about how there's this huge controversy going on in America in the janitorial industry, where a lot of these women are reporting that they've been assaulted by their supervisor, but a lot of them don't really say anything because they're undocumented. And this is something that's been going on for a while, but most people don't really know about it, So I like talking about, the good stuff, but also the dark stuff that a lot of people don't really ever feel comfortable about talking about. So with that being said, I hope you guys enjoy my channel. Definitely subscribe and make suggestions. I'm always open to that. So I hope you guys enjoy. Bye.